We found them up in the bedroom and the drawers up under the mattress. What y'all doing? You don't know how to handle this. You understand what I'm saying? This comes from the bowels of our culture. From the interior of Africa, come on over to America in the holes of shit. You don't understand what the griot is about. He was the one responsible for telling the stories in the village. We held him and looked at him like he was the library. You don't disrespect that. That's why hip hop went from MCs to rappers. You understand? We was MCs, the masters of ceremony, the mic control.
I'm an MC.
This whole idea of rapping, that's not all we did. When the music went on, we was able to articulate what we were talking about to our people without a beat. Mm-hmm. And this is what is missing today. And if so the whole idea of commercialism left the whole aspect of who and what we are as a people and cut us off from the root of higher instant power healing our people. Cut us off from the root of breaking. You don't see break dances today. Last time we saw break dances when the other people got a hold of it. Jabberwockies and the rest of them started making commercials and movies about dancing, hip hop dancing. And what's the white country shit on YouTube? So they got country hip hop dancing. Go look it up. So when we validated them, oh, it's a rap. You can go in the neighborhood store right now and find rap snaps. Oh, it's a rap.
That's funny.
DJ.
I'm cool on that business.
You don't know how to handle this. You understand what I'm saying? This comes from the bowels of our culture. From the drawers up under the mattress. What y'all doing? You don't know how to handle this.
That's funny.
From MCs to rappers. You understand? We was MCs, the masters of ceremony, and mic controllers. The whole idea of rapping, that's not all we did. When the music went on, we was able to articulate what we were talking about to our people without a beat. And this is what is missing today in hip hop. So the whole idea of commercialism left the whole aspect of who and what we are as a people and cut us off from the root of higher infinite power healing our people. Cut us off from the root of breaking. You don't see break dances today. Last time we saw break dances when the other people got a hold of it. Jabberwockies and the rest of them started making commercials and movies about dancing, hip hop dancing. And what's the white country shit on YouTube? So they got country hip hop dancing. Go look it up. So when we validated them, oh, it's a rap. You can go in the neighborhood store right now and find rap snacks. Oh, it's a rap. DJ, which was the djembe. Natural rhythms, the pulsation of the 9 systems of the body, pulsating at a natural rhythm, in sync with one another. Those natural pulsations of the 9 systems in the body connecting to the 9 planets. Because we have this cosmic connection. And we're in tune with ourselves, and we're in tune with everything else. Do you understand what I'm saying? With that rolling through us, cats come along with synthesizers and all that kind of stuff, taking us out of the vibratory frequency of who we really are. And on certain hertz, we're not able to connect back to the self. You understand what I'm saying? Not good. The MC disconnected from the original languages that we used to speak. Not good. Let's ask the men in this room. So last time they asked me to go to a party and dance with a woman. Fuckers dance with themselves now. Why? Because we got the connection. The connection is no longer there. We exchange energy when you dance with a woman. You understand what I'm saying? You might whisper a little something in the ear and crack for a phone number or something. Nonetheless, we had that thing that we did with one another, exchanging that energy that balanced us out. You understand what I'm saying? We don't do that no more.
He was going to.
He shoved that bitch. I think it's a puppy though. No.
Okay, we're going live. Excellent.
So this is 5 days ago.
And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast. We have a legend with us today. A recurring guest is in a minute, but so many people have been requesting for me to reach back out to Professor Griff because we want to hear his incredible opinion. He's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration today. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
So how are you?
I'm doing phenomenal, and this means so much to myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast. And we can have an icon like yourself come spend some time with us today.
Oh, thanks, man. I couldn't even be here. I wouldn't be the man that I am if it was not for, of course, you already know what I'm realizing how I'm getting those divine instructions and master behind it and passing that information on and positive that. And I'll give them the honor to those campaigns. And then, on top of all of that, all the water guided me and helped me along the way and good brothers like your dad.
Oh, they in Jersey City. That's where I'm from. That's crazy. See that building over there? That's my building. They burnt out in the Hudson River. That's what separates us from New York. I guess so. No, people don't. That's all I'm like, y'all doing the most. Yeah, nobody swims out there. It does not happen. It never has happened. Somebody swam from New York to Jersey once before the Olympian. That's about it. It's the nastiest water. It's the nastiest water ever.
So I was moved by that. And then in turn, being made
Ugh, toxic. That's good. You see that building right there?
her voice ended up on some of my material because I passed it on. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, you
Let me get your shirt.
Yeah, because I'm going to go about Zach.
In spirit with Sister Ava Muhammad
That's a
from
great
the
thing.
first time I heard
Did he?
her
Yeah,
voice.
just now.
That's been
That's
the
good.
same
My
experience.
I'm on my way to
The
work.
same with the Automation.
Damn, it's cold out this bitch.
There was a brother, and I can't remember his name. He had a late, and I'm add a couple more late show in New York where he used to do music and he used to play the speeches of the minister over top of one another. And I used to wake up to that, man, doing that 5 o'clock prayer, that morning prayer. And I remember the song that I heard when I heard Minister Farrakhan's voice was "You Are My Starship" by Norman Connors, man. And I heard the minister's voice. I was like, wow. Yeah, but you gotta understand something. I was in the first resurrection of the Nation of Islam, so people don't realize that. They don't know that.
Okay. And what was that like in the first resurrection?
Okay, I'm gonna get back to the Ava thing, but wow, it was very stressful because you gotta think I was a teenager, want to do my own little thing. You understand what I'm saying? And then the level of discipline I had to get used to because I'm juggling between going to the mosque meetings and then trying to juggle the cadets and then trying to juggle being in the street and some other stuff, you know, as a young teenager. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a beautiful thing when it came back around.
This came out 5 days
back
ago.
to the Ava Muhammad thing. When I first interacted with Ava Muhammad, it was almost like seeing my big sister that I haven't seen in a long time. You understand? So it was like, and it was just a natural kind of bond and friendship. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I'm always every chance that I get, mention that sister, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I miss the sister dearly, man. You understand what I'm saying? I often play her in my headphones while I'm working or while I'm doing whatever, and it's like, wow, if people only knew. And then I say to myself, people should know. It's up to me to let them know. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
Beautiful, yes, sir. And I'm hoping, Professor, I don't know if you ever got the opportunity to see the 3 interviews that I did with her. It was very insightful as usual what she says, but it also showed a personal side of her. That's the reason I do Off the Record on the People's Podcast, to show a personal side of all of our guests. Yes, sir. So we want to ask about the first resurrection. What was it like, as a teenager? I didn't know that. Many of us didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I think because people were just being introduced to who I am through the Public Enemy vehicle. So they didn't know I was Brother Richard 3X.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? I guess they just kind of figured I was just copying these guys that's doing this marching stuff in the Nation of Islam. They didn't know I was been in the ranks with an X. You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, so yeah, I don't understand, nor do I know people's thinking, especially nowadays. You understand what I'm saying? And even I don't care how many times I tell the story, people still just kind of like they just kind of like don't get it, man. But my brother Ronald, I think Brother Ronald at that time, my older brother, he might have been 64. Brother Ronald, 64X. My brother Michael, I forget what number Michael X, my brother Michael was, but both of them were in the Nation. So it was me and my two brothers.
Okay. I never knew you had brothers. Yes, sir.
Yeah, wait, I got 6 brothers and 6 sisters. Yeah.
Okay, and what was that like growing up in such a big family?
Oh, it was a beautiful thing, but it was definitely, you definitely go get some hand-me-downs. So very rarely I got new sneakers or new jeans or new whatever, because you know my mom was from the South, from West Virginia. You understand what I'm saying? Pinesville and Beckley, those parts of West Virginia. So
what's the deal?
It was a beautiful thing, but yeah, you was always waiting in line somewhere to get something and do something, or it was always not now, whatever. But you know, the love was there and the support was definitely there. I never had a problem with somebody helping me with my homework.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wonderful. Okay, and people showing you love. Sister Miriam said, Assalamu alaikum family. Sister Naima says, family, Alaikum salam, y'all. And thank you to everyone who's showing love to Professor Griff all around the world. Let's make sure that we always give him his respect and salute him as we often do in person, but of course virtually. And can't wait to some YouTube people always show you love. And I still get comments on interviews that I've done with you previously to this day.
So give the greetings back to the beautiful sisters and the brothers.
Yes, sir, I will. Now, I had a question for you, sir. About 3 years, the phrase was coined or became more popular of being canceled. People being able to, for speaking out, speaking the truth, losing their jobs, losing influence and or money. But this was something that, according to my research with Professor Griff, you have been, quote unquote, canceled before and have had to pay the price for standing on your beliefs and on the truth that you've been given. What advice would you give to younger people primarily about being nervous about being canceled, for taking a stand for what they believe in?
I don't know. I think that's not a question that I can throw out there as giving young people and give them a broad statement on this is the way to or not to do it. Each individual got to say to themselves, can I be able to stand that particular pressure? You understand what I'm saying? On the Public Enemy bus and in our camp, it was common knowledge about the information that we used to talk about on the bus. And then we got introduced to an influx of information, that information coming through the Boston Mosque, and that information was the secret relationship between Blacks and Jews. That information started out on the bus, and we was traveling with that particular information. That information was given from the research department there at the Boston Mosque to Brother James Allen. We call him James Bond. He gave it, in turn, gave it to me. And I wanted to have a copy for everybody. So I asked him, can I copy it? And he says, I don't know. I didn't get permission from the brothers from the mosque. I said, yeah, they'll understand. I punched him in his chest and I took it to Kinko's. You understand what I'm saying? And gave the dudes some free tickets to the concert. He gave me a box of them. So I gave it to everybody on the bus and whoever else wanted it. And we started studying it. So by the time it rolled around, I ended up in Washington, D.C., and Chuck D couldn't do the interview with David Mills, and I did the interview with David Mills. I ended up speaking to David Mills for about 1 hour and 15 minutes, of which about 20 minutes of it was about who owned and controlled the music industry and Hollywood. So I dove deep into that with what I already knew, and even what came out of the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. So when I dropped that information, I'd say about maybe 20 some odd minutes into the interview, in comes this white woman. And she looks at us and kind of look over my shoulder. I saw her, but I really wasn't paying no attention. You understand what I'm saying? She came over, gave the dude I was doing the interview with a kiss on the cheek and sat down. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, he never really introduced her or whatever. But I noticed he pressed the pause button on the tape recorder. So then we started talking again. He says, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he took the pause button up and he started talking again. Come to find out, that was his white Jewish girlfriend. So then we sitting, we're talking, and the conversation wasn't rah, 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 rah in your face, pointing your finger, blaming Jewish people for this, that, and the other, whatever. It was just me laying out the things that I knew, the things that I experienced, the people that I've dealt with in the music industry. And I kind of laid it out. Now, mind you, I'm the Minister of Information. We on the road, we traveling, right?
Yes, sir.
I got 30 books with me, plus the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. No, you didn't hear what I said. Maybe we need to put a beat behind that, man. Something, because you didn't hear what I said.
Yes, sir.
And all he can do with facts and showing them yada, yada, yada. And all the information that was given them was written by Jewish people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Man, we went to the gig that night. And I guess they had contacted Chuck. And he was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "What do you mean what happened?" Because I'm like clueless at this point. I'm like, "What do you mean what happened?" Did the interview was cool. You understand what I'm saying? And they contacted Chuck. From that point on, the pressure has been on. They put the pressure on Sony. Sony put the pressure on Def Jam. Def Jam put the pressure on Russell Simmons, and I think it was Leo, right? Leo Cohen at the time. And then they put the pressure on Chuck. And he got Weak at the Knees. Who was that? Slade that made that song? Steve Arrington? Weak at the Knees. We got him and Hank Shockley and Bill Stephanie get Weak at the Knees. And all of a sudden, shortly after that, Professor Grip was thrown out of the group. And I'm waiting for the brothers to stand 10 toes down like we do in the hood. Yeah, I got no support. Shortly after that, 3 or 4 meetings we had with the Negro that gave the information to the Jewish organizations. The dude I did the interview with. They had a meeting at Howard University, and he came to our studio on Long Island in New York, and we meeting with him, and he started to change his mind. And he was going to go with us to speak to Jewish people about the mistake that he made in how he gave it to them. Man, that information never got to those Jewish organizations. They kept the pressure on Chuck, and then several years later, me contacting some of my priests and priestesses, dude dropped dead in the middle of a movie set. They rewarded him after that and made him a big-time Hollywood writer. He just kind of like dropped dead. And it was like somebody called me and asked me, "Do I have anything to say?" Nah, I was like, "Where's his grave so I can sit on it?" That was my exact words. And I said, "No, you can get out of my face with that, man." But ever since then, I think Chuck D basically has been convinced to be at odds with me, and then the poison spread through the rest of the group. So we've been at odds kind of like ever since. Every now and then we'll have glimpses of the fact that we might be able to get along. Whatever. Even to this day, I'm the most hated enemy in Public Enemy. Not only by them, by just a whole slew full of people. Now the people ride with Griff. The people ride with Griff. You understand what I'm saying? All power to all of the people. But them Negroes, nah, man. Right now, there's some underhanded stuff going on inside of the ranks of the Nation of Islam that's undermining me, back talking, slack talking, undermining me. So when I go talk to so-and-so about a contract for me to do X, Y, and Z, somebody already whispered in their ear. And I'm like, wow, I don't want to mention no names because maybe I need to take that up with some of the officials in the nation. But there's some crooked ass people, wicked, crooked ass people right there in the ranks. And I know who they are. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I had a private conversation with a sister in the nation. That sister took that information and as soon as we got off the call, she called Chuck D. And that argument that I had with Chuck D the next couple of days lasted for about 2 days. Poisoned the man's mind about what I was saying. Because there ain't nothing I told that sister that I wouldn't tell that man to his face. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, there's some wicked stuff going on, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm telling you straight up, bro. I'm not built like that. I'm not gonna sit around and just kind of take jabs and punches to the grill and to the ribs and a knife being stabbed in my back and I don't do anything about it. No. But mind you, I will never, ever put the nation's name out there, nor would I put the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's name out there among them devils for them to use that not only against us as a people, but the nation and then him personally. You understand what I'm saying? Never gonna do that, man. And anybody that asks me, I say somebody asked me about what would I say to people that say something about Minister Farrakhan. I say they can kiss my black. Oh, excuse me. They can go to hell, man. I'm riding with Farrakhan. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, man. Let me tell you something. I was 10 toes down for killers. And you mean to tell me I can't ride with the man of God?
Come on, friends. Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Y'all killing me with that. Yeah, y'all might as well get on my face. I'm built kind of different, man. For real. I remember having a conversation with Joshua in Washington, D.C. I believe it was at the Second Million Man March. The one the minister spoke at again. I forgot what the name of it was, man. But he asked me that I want to come up and greet the minister.
Mm.
And that at that particular time, man, I was so enraged about what was happening with me. I knew what the pressure they was putting on the minister, but I know the minister could handle it. You understand what I'm saying? I was going through my little thing. You understand what I'm saying? And you talk about breaking the damn restrictive law. Bro, man, you talk about a brother packing. I told Joshua to his face, I said, I can't see the minister because I don't want for no drama. Yada, yada, yada. I said, I got that thing on me. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that to the minister. I'm going to respect the law. I'm going to stay downstairs. But I tell you one thing, Joshua, ain't nothing happening to your dad, not on my watch.
Mm.
Plain and simple, man. Plain and simple, bro. And I'm not just saying it because I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir.
That was my words to the brother. I'm like, nah, I can't do that, man. I got that thing on me. I'm like, nah. Give your daddy greetings. I'm going to love him. You understand? I say, but while I'm in this lobby, ain't nothing going down.
Mm.
I'm going to rearrange the goddamn furniture in the lobby for real, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we want to speak about that, Professor Griff, the training that you are offering to the community that has been training. A lot of people are speaking about that. How can people reach out to you who want to get in training? Is there something that's like a private thing, or can people just call you, or is it email?
So I closed it off to the public simply because the alphabet boys sent them people my way.
Okay.
Trying to get me caught up buying illegal firearms or trading this and doing. I said, man, I ain't stupid. You understand what I'm saying, son?
Yes, sir.
So no, they can contact me directly. My number is 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Some of which I can't train people. Either you got this or you don't, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know what I'm saying? And if our brothers would have stayed 10 toes down with me when this public enemy thing went down, we would showed a solidarity and unity, I think we'd be well respected right now.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? But you don't leave your brother out there to dry regardless. Che Guevara said, what honor can you give a fallen soldier but to pick up his weapon and continue to fight?
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Said either we're going to leave the battlefield victorious or dead. Plain and simple. And we must know and understand, man, that blood debts must be paid in blood.
Mm.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. You understand? That goes right along with the goddamn hypocrites. That once we figure out who they are, especially the ones that's are undermining me behind my back, I'm gonna have to deal with them, plain and simple, man. And I'm saying this to you live. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't give a rat's ass who hear this. All right? We're gonna have to deal with them, plain and simple. And I'm gonna deal with them.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Professor. And people showing you love. His name says teach, and people are giving nothing but hearts and fire emojis saying teach, Professor. Go ahead. That's the Griff we know. All praises to Allah. Beautiful. I wanted to ask you about the 28-year anniversary of the Million Man March. What was the climate like after the O.J. Simpson trial, leading up to the Million Man March? What was that like as a Black man? What was that like?
It's hard to speak very broadly because when you are in the midst, like all of us probably are at some particular time in our life, when you in the midst of, you feel yourself growing, you don't know what's happening or what's trying to come out of you. So
yes, sir.
Sometimes it's best to be quiet and let things do what they're designed to do.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying? The I don't know what would you call it? Proselytizing. When you proselytize, when you try to encourage people, when you try to fish for men, when you try to do all the things that you're supposed to do, mine came to a grinding halt, man. Because I said to myself, I have to be able to make sure I'm sincere when I have the teachings or representing the nation when I meet people that are blind, deaf, and dumb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can't purify the vessel. Let me be quiet. Because I could be the first one they meet that they looking at the nation through me. So let me clean the vessel up and then let me be a better representative.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
wait a
sir.
minute. I'm not talking about getting decked out, suited and booted with the nice, clean suit right out of the cleanest with the bow tie and the white shirt and the clean cut and the whole. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about when you in your regular BDUs.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? When you Kroger or at Whole Foods, whatever, you just got your regular clothes on. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When people are looking at the nation through you, you got to be able to represent that in a certain kind of way, man. And at that particular, I just wasn't myself at that particular point. If I got put in a position where I asked, I just point. If I couldn't do nothing else, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For real.
Okay.
Let me just say this to cap that off. The Nation of Islam is bigger than any individual. Public Enemy was headed to that. When you made Public Enemy, it's a lot larger than a dude wearing a clock or a dude with ashy legs wearing some Crocs. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot larger than that. And I think Public Enemy has become an institution. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's real for me. That's real for a lot of people. People are listening now and they're like, wait a minute, what happened, bro? Where's that fire at your hand? Where's that? You understand what I'm saying? It's like, where's that energy? And I think when I did the interview with Vlad TV, he didn't send me the questions ahead of time, but when he asked me the question, it put me on the spot. You talk about the Russian dude asking me a question like, yeah, so when you left Public Enemy, it seemed like it kind of went down and the spirit was lost. Dude put me on the spot, man. Hold on a second, good bro. Hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you everyone who is watching and continue to show love to the People's Podcast. And thank you, Professor Griff. We will have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast while we wait for Professor Griff to come back. We're grateful for every like, share, subscription, every cash app to the People's Podcast.
Television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All three available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 disinfected cleaning services out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon.
Okay, and we're coming right back to our brother, Professor.
Television and film edit.
Also, Sister Sherry Muhammad, thank you very much with Asiatic Minds. 1 second, we'll come right back to our brother. Sister Sherry Muhammad, Asiatic Minds, she teaches STEM virtually, kings and queens all around the world. Please enroll your child in AsiaticMinds.com. Thank you very much. Right back to our brother, Professor Griff. Here we go. 1 second.
Brother John.
Yes, sir.
Did you say Naima was on it?
No, that's my sister name.
Oh, I thought you meant the other sister. But anyway, Nalaya, Sharima, Naima, and about 2 other sisters I can mention, man. People don't realize when I was putting those drills together for Public Enemy, those were the sisters that was helping me. So y'all can shout out to the MGT, man. It's like, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, they was cutting some corners. They was like, come on, bro. I was like, okay, I'm trying to keep up for real. Them sisters, man. Anyway.
Yes, sir. Well, okay. Speaking of books, you mentioned that you had 30 books that you were reading on the tour bus. Could you recommend some books for people to give us, some enlightenment that we should read?
In reference to that particular subject?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Just in general, people who want to have the knowledge of self. You got the ISIS papers, or just some of the people who just coming into the knowledge.
If I had to recommend, I don't know, probably my top 10, it would definitely be Message to the Black Man in America next to the Bible and the Quran, getting a proper understanding of it. I keep the Kabbalion on my nightstand, on the 3 initiates. Of course, Black Out Through Whitewash by Dr. Suzar. Got to read that. The Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization by Anthony Browder. Oh yeah, you have to. There's no other way around that. Tom Burrell's book Brainwash. The American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. I think he might be coming out with a new version. I think Chuck might be in that one. Let me see. There's a few other books that I'm kind of like in the middle of. I'm kind of like teetering.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I don't want to shout them out. Yeah, I'm not through with them, so I don't know whether or not to recommend them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of course, you got to do the ISIS papers by Dr. Press Wilson. You just cannot. If you're going to understand racism, white supremacy, and how it works, of course, Nearly Fuller Jr.'s book, The Compensatory, we call it the code, the compensatory code. You have to. There's just no other way around that. You just have to. Yeah. All right. But of course, yours truly, Professor Griff's book. You are the song that you sing, because if we're going to change the vibratory frequency of this music, then we got to start we got to skip over a generation and work with the 2 and 3-year-olds right now. And my book actually does that. You are the song that you sing.
And how can we get the book, Professor Griff? I want to make sure I get it and make sure we read it right away.
On my website, www.professorgriff.me. That's professorgriff.me. And the reason why it's not a .com, because them people working behind the scenes made sure they snatched up everyone's URL, all right, all to the .com, and they want to sell it back to you now. Ours is like maybe $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for me to get professorgriff.com. Yeah. So www.professorgriff.me, or people could just text me. What beautiful way to teach the children the ABCs than to have the artists that are in the book. Like, why not start with Aretha Franklin and Alicia Keys? What's wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? Why, when you get to the letter O's, we can't have Otis Redding and Outkast? And we teaching our children about who these great artists are and pulling some positive lyrics from them and teaching them in that way. Because if you want to deal with it on the deeper science, and I think Dr. Wesley Muhammad spoke about this. Brother Ishmael spoke about this. When you teach your children the ABCs, that is a song that they want us to kind of use to teach the children. There are frequencies and to every note. There's a vibratory frequency to every note, to every letter. And well, what song is that? And what is it speaking to? Is that song, those notes tapping to the higher frequencies? You understand what I'm saying? Or is tapping something, they're tapping something in your auric field? What are those notes designed to do? So unless you study who came up with the song and why they designed those particular notes, then you won't know. You understand what I'm saying? How many other ABC songs do you know, good bro?
That's the only one.
Thank you. Precisely my point. Why though? Why hasn't there been another one? How come we can't use different notes? We'll talk about that a little bit later. I got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for putting this on, Professor Griff, to some amazing information as well as inspiration. And people who are watching all around the world are showing love, saying that's right, you're teaching. I saw sister said she has Professor Griff's book, and it is and has read most of them, and she put your website in the chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Rahman, for doing that. I wanted to ask you about, speaking of the sisters, on social media, and of course in real life, social media is reflecting that. There's been gender wars, the brothers versus sisters, men versus the women. What can we do to kind of put that to an end and show the value of, coming together in unity with the sexes and with the genders, with showing the love, black men and black women?
Well, I think, first of all, that is self-destruction in and of itself. That's going to destroy itself. We're taught in the Nation of Islam, and I'm no one to tell you, because you already know we're not the aggressor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We fight with those that fight with us. I don't want to fight with any of them, but what I do want to do is talk to some of them younger brothers to get them to understand, how could you have an hour-long conversation disrespecting black women when your mama is a black woman? You understand what I'm saying? Your auntie, your grandmother. When the whole idea of the second self of God, comes in the fact in the form of a black woman's energy and frequency. You understand what I'm saying? When you talk about dark matter consciousness and coming out of the sacred womb of not only the black woman but the universe. So how in the hell can you turn around and have an hour show and you're talking about this woman now as though there's never ever been a black woman to represent who and what we are as a people, and there have been, but you don't reflect back on them. You talk about the women now that our open enemy has made. And the sad part about that, the brothers allow the enemy to make them. And then how come in those conversations, I never hear the term racism, white supremacy? You understand what I'm saying? I never hear about the agenda. I never hear about the agendas, plural. All right? Or what they put on black people to divide the family, attack the brother. You understand what I'm saying? And do everything that they've done to the women. I never hear those conversations when we hear these gender wars. So I want some of them young brothers to be prepared, all right? So then when we come, all right, we're not taking no names, bro. You understand what I'm saying? We see you on YouTube, and right now we're taking names and numbers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're taking notes. We're hearing what you're saying. So when we come to have the conversation with you, all right, also beating up on black women because you got a platform, yeah, that's going to come to a grinding halt, man. You understand what I'm saying? I've been hearing often from my beautiful wife, Soleil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We don't even understand why men are even ruling the world. It's in a jacked up condition, so much so that we need to probably take a step back or a couple of steps back and let women step up to the plate to balance this thing out. Institute Ma'at, which is truth, balance, justice, reciprocity, and order.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right now, there's no order. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, there's no balance. All right? It was a beautiful thing, man. And I don't want to call her name, but I think I have to. It was a beautiful thing, and it touched me to my soul to hear Donna, far sister Donna Farrakhan. When she started teaching, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Anytime I hear the sisters stand up, because there needs to be balance in this thing, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It definitely needs to be balanced. But anyway.
This is Professor Griff. You're teaching beautiful people showing you love all around the world. Thank you all for watching. I wanted to ask you about that. They're all on TikTok. I don't know if if people send them to you or on YouTube, but Instagram and TikTok primarily, they're clips of people sharing your lectures from 15 to 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And people are chopping it up now, and some of them say hashtag Professor Griff, some of them don't. I'm like, hey, Professor Griff is teaching. But it's you being ahead of the curve of a lot of woke and or enlightened conversations that people are having now. When you were speaking about this way before then, how does it feel when you know that you were on the front line trying to awaken our people in the industry, giving examples of entertainers and things that now, do you see it catching up where certain people go like, nah, see what's going on? I'm like, oh, he listened to Professor Griff. Do you feel that love to know that you were ahead of the curve?
Yeah, I get love from the people, but you asked the question about me getting one of the first ones to get canceled. I was canceled.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I put out the information and was literally canceled. When they cut off all the means from you to make an income, you understand what I'm saying? How do you survive and keep your dignity? How do you survive? Yeah, I could go drive taxis, do Uber, go work at late night at Walmart or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is, let me tell you something. First of all, my family ain't gonna starve. If my ass gotta go work at Walmart, that's where the hell I'm going. My family gonna eat. And we're gonna have a roof over our head. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't got no, that's not how Professor Griff is built. If I got to go work, I'm gonna go work. So let me just say that right from the rip.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? So to hear it though, and for me to be one of the ones that gave credit to where credit was due, because in my book, The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, I tell you where I got the information from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when I speak, I'm like, no, brother so-and-so. I mentioned Wesley Muhammad, I mentioned Ishmael Muhammad, I mentioned whoever I get information from so they can go back to the source. And I think we have to start doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not one of the individuals to say something, take a quote from somebody, like, for example, revolution is not an event, it's a process. That's not my quote. But I see it now with my name on it, and I can tell people, no, I got that from someone else. You understand? I said, Armageddon's been in effect. Go get a late pass. Now, okay, yeah, put that on a t-shirt and put Professor Griff at the bottom of that. I got you on that one. You understand what I'm saying? But some of these other quotes, no, we have to give respect to where respect is due, and I do not get the respect from a lot of these people that have shows and platforms that want to be the big one on the block. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The big dog on the block, but they don't want to get credit. I hear people teaching my stuff and won't say my name at all. I'll be in the room and they're teaching this stuff and they won't say my name at all. And here I am. I'll say, well, yeah, I kind of like wrote the book on that. Like, for real. Like, I mean, wasn't nobody talking Illuminati stuff a minute ago until I put the book out?
That's right.
And then all of a sudden now everybody want to talk about it. And I'm like, wow. So I got to be the sacrificial lamb to put my neck on the chopping block to call these people out of these organizations, these secret societies and all these people. And then everybody else ride off into the glory getting paid. Come on, man. Come on, bro. No, we're not going to do it that way. It's like, no, but listen, a certain part of me, I'm humbled by it. When I hear people and I hear the information, I'm like, oh, God just said that to my wife the other night. I'm like, wow, for real? So it's cool to talk about this stuff now? I talked about this stuff in 1990, 80, late 80s, 90 when I did the interview with Dude. And now it's being talked about. And I'm like, wow, okay. All this time I had to struggle for every dime to feed myself and my family. And so now it's cool to talk about. And now people are millionaires. And people got platforms with millions of people following them based on the information I put out there. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. At least pay the respect forward if you're not going to pay some dividends forward. You understand what I'm saying? Yes.
And Professor Griff, on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we thank Allah for you and the many sacrifices that you make and your family as well. So please let them know and let you know as you are aware, that we salute you, we respect you, and honor you. And anything that we can do for you, we always one call away. We appreciate you for standing 10 toes down to the truth and knowledge of self that you've been sharing. I often tell people that I remember me and my sister Naima, we were speaking the other day about a post I made about how the OG YouTube would have us in Coco, all the sacrifices and the celebrities and the coding and the this is what the chicken board means, this is what this is. And he was like, Professor Griff. You said all that. It was like, Professor Griff, you have all my favorite artists. I'm like, wait, why are you saying it like that? Did you see what he did? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, that's because he was reading your information and watching your videos. So we definitely respect you and pay homage to you. People on here.
No. Let me tell you something. The Nation of Islam did. The brother was like, I was in town. The brother said, what you doing tomorrow? I'm like, nah, I'm free. Come speak to the believers. Come speak to the. So yeah, so I get the platform. A lot of times I shun it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I always want to be in the right spirit. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. And people are showing you love, Brother Dale, ASA family, Brother Dwayne 2X, Brother Frank, Brother Captain Dennis out of New York. Thank you to everyone who was showing love to our brother Professor Griff. I wanted to ask you about, you spoke about your beautiful wife who I've had the honor of interviewing you both. Please go back and watch that on the People's Podcast. How is married life doing, and how has that been the importance of balance, to balancing you out to having a strong wife with you?
I think it's a beautiful thing, and definitely the balance is there because I think conversations that should happen between husband and wife, it should run the full gamut. Every range of every emotion we have to explore. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, for the simple fact that you want to be understood. You want to be liked, and deeper than that, you want to be loved. You understand what I'm saying? But deeper than all three of those, you want to be respected.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I don't have to shy away from me showing up as my true and authentic self at any given time. Whether I'm running around the house in tighty whities, which I don't do because we have 2 young daughters here. But whether or not, regardless of what it is, you understand what I'm saying? I think the level of respect has been there since the 80s when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about me knowing someone and watching someone grow from a distance into the woman that she is now. And I can honestly say there's a lot that I still don't know about the depths of what she actually does. You understand? In reference, because maybe I'm not allowed in those sister circles. You understand what I'm saying? She read something to me today that was very profound. The fact that, from one of her teachers, she basically, like, the leaders of the world just need to be quiet and shut the F up. Just be quiet. There's nothing wrong with silence. There's nothing wrong with hearing the ocean, the waves of the ocean, or the nature, or birds, or the wind. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times when you sit quiet, you allow some things to come to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we have to understand that. But in our process of getting reacquainted with one another on a different level, I think that thing that just kind of sparked my, tickled my insides was the fact that she says she's on a journey of the self, through the self, back to the self. I was like, oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm like, what you doing for the next 50 years? I'm like,
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We listened to some of the teachings together, and we both critical. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, that I ain't caught up with yet, but we used to teach that, but yada, 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 whatever. Yeah, all right, yeah, and they already said that back in the day, yada, yada, yada. We have those discussions, and it's a beautiful thing. Even prior to me coming on and talking with you, she says, listen, you're going to be upfront, transparent. I'm like, yeah, that's Joshua, I can. Yes, sir, here I am. You understand what I'm saying? But to answer your question very directly, I think if I had the chance to do it all over again, I think I'd marry her again in a different kind of way. Our wedding ceremony was very, very beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was a very unique thing because we hooked up after 27 years. I'm still with the number 9, which 2 and 7 is 9. We got married on the 27th. You understand what I'm saying? 27th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That 9 is very important. We understand what that means.
That's right.
You know, mathematics, Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam. It can be proven in any day of time.
That's right. That's right.
We could do that. So, but my thing is to exemplify that and show that. All right, without operating outside of who you truly are. Both of us are allowed, and we've given each other the permission to show up as our true and our authentic self. So every morning when I'm hearing ohms and chants and rituals and that kind of thing, and she's lighting this and going through certain rituals, I appreciate it.
Mm.
I appreciate it. Once in my life, I didn't have to, although I know it's my duty and my responsibility, I didn't have the awesome burden of having to educate a woman about who a woman is.
Yes, sir.
And it's a relief, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Having 4 or 5 other women present, 4 daughters and a granddaughter present.
Mm.
So that's a heavy duty and responsibility.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
understand what I'm saying?
Okay, and speaking of that, Professor Griffin being a grandfather, how has that impacted you?
And y'all don't even want to know. The ones I don't see every day. It's a struggle, but nonetheless, when I do get a chance to speak with them, it's a beautiful thing. It kind of warms my heart. But the one that I do see every week, man, I don't even want to tell y'all my nickname, but anyway, we'll talk about it. But yeah, she loves me, and I feel it every time she jumps on my back and she want me to parade her around the house, or she want to make a castle or play tent or what. So I'm reliving this stuff all over again. You understand? Because my daughter, Takia Khalees Shah, is 40. So you kind of think, you understand what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was my child that I came in the nation with. Having, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's beautiful. And it's just good to see you, like my father, being different, grow and see being very stern, but then have to see him with his grandchildren. It's like seeing him smile and happy. So it's always good to see, the black man get to grow in age and understanding to see like, man, okay, one day I can be less rigid with my grandchildren in the future, inshallah. So that's always a great thing.
Yeah, I think sooner or later I got to get a new pair of sneakers because we out playing kickball in the front, doing all kind of stuff, and I'm chasing her and I'm picking flowers, and then I'm worried about how many leaves she picking, and she's the native girl. Then we feed the birds, and then it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we have 2 more questions for our brother, Professor Griffin. I want to thank you again. I wanted to ask you about the state of hip hop. Are you seeing any positive signs or any, does it give you any hope that there is some enlightenment, some consciousness in any of the artists today? I gotta ask, I gotta ask these questions. I want to know.
Hip hop is high infinite power healing our people. Higher infinite power healing our people.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the 5 elements of hip hop: breaking, DJing, MCing, rap, writing, and the 5th one, which is knowledge itself, they borrow from the 5% Nation of Islam, 5% Nation of Gods and Earth, which got it from the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? But rarely do you see any of them getting credit back to the nation. So I'm saying to you, out of the 5 elements that I just mentioned, not described, but mentioned, where do you see that in what we call hip hop today? Now, hip hop turned 50. Is hip hop acting like a 50-year-old grown ass? Excuse me. I'm being mindful of my brother Joshua's show.
Yes, sir.
Do you see hip hop acting like a grown up 50-year-old?
No, sir.
No. Children are running the house. Grandma and granddad hip hop got old, is sitting back in a rocking chair somewhere, allowing the children to run this culture, just run amok in the culture. And too afraid to check it Like you're gonna get punished for something. So my position is you don't like me anyway. So regardless, I'm gonna say what I need to say. What I need to say. This is why they don't invite me anywhere to come speak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like I was telling you earlier, when I mentioned the fact that Brother Ishmael mentioned the list of people that's supposedly anti-Semitic, and Chuck's name come up. You understand what I'm saying? I don't hear any more revolutionary talk from the Chuck D's and the Karens ones. I just don't. That's just me. You understand what I'm saying? Are we in a situation now? Do we need to hear from them and their disciples and their proteges? And yeah, we need to hear that. Where they at though? I don't hear it. Those always that rap the loudest, where they at? The rap right now needs mouth-to-mouth resuscitation under cardiac arrest, but you're nowhere to be found. We don't even hear you at all. When we allow these people to openly come on their platforms and say, yeah, well, hip-hop was started by a Jamaican and a Puerto Rican. And you won't stand up when we have people in hip-hop that are taking off little children and messing with little children. You won't speak up to that? Like, what's up with you, man? You understand what I'm saying? It's like, no. So when hip-hop needs to be checked, it has to be checked and brought back to the center and centered and grounded. Those individuals that claim to be the quote-unquote founders and the stewards of hip-hop need to do that. But when they shirk and they're stewarding their responsibility, then what should we say and do? But when they hear from me, they think I'm the bad guy. When all of them got my number, we can talk, but I'm not going to sit back and let you spew this nonsense. I love you, Fat Joe. I love you, Busta Rhymes, and the rest of y'all, but some of the stuff that y'all saying is just not accurate. We was hip-hop before hip-hop was hip-hop. I'm going to say that because maybe some of the people listening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every aspect of what hip-hop is today, we were already doing it before they called it hip-hop. Did we not do the rituals and the dancing? Did we not tell the stories through the dancing? Whether it was ballet or whatever we were doing. Did we not do that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not tell the stories in a rhythmic kind of way. Right before hip-hop, there was poetry. Watch Prophets, Last Poets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Other people, Gil Scott-Heron.
That's right.
We was doing hip-hop before hip-hop was hip-hop. There was DJing going on way before Kool Herc and Flash and the rest of them up in the Bronx. It was already going down in Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? There was already a grandmaster this one and a grandmaster that one. Disco Twins, Maboya. You understand what I'm saying? King Charles and the rest of them. I can call the roll at all of the DJs out of Brooklyn and Queens. So we were doing it way before that was already established. So come on, man. You talking to the professor, the minister of information, man. See, but y'all can spew that stuff to people that don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then when me and my wife put it out there on Brother Rich's channel, we had nobody respond. I'm like, where y'all at now? Let's have the dialogue. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You mean to tell me the glyphs that we left on the walls and the pyramid text, that ain't new, but we did that. It's the same as the glyphs that we did in hip-hop. The Graph Writers. It's the same thing. We did hip-hop before hip-hop was hip-hop. Hip-hop is hell of a condition right now. It's on its deathbed, and it needs mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Yes, sir.
Breath that needs to be breathed in back into the culture of hip-hop. It can't come from those that are purposely set out to destroy hip-hop, or those that feel that they've retired now and they don't care anything about hip-hop. They're going to ride up their legacy. No. Revolutionaries, we don't take vacations or retire, bro. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Anyway.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Okay, that's a good distinction.
Like Minister Service say here, hip-hop granddad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he was the one that gave us hip-hop is high infinite power, healing our people. Shout out to Minister Service.
Shout out. So you're saying with the 50 years that it was not the hip-hop, it started by Black people in America, but you're saying not by people from other islands?
Well, when you talk about started by black and brown people, I can rock with that.
Okay,
When
okay.
you start talking about a particular place, about a particular, no, come on, say that. No,
Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir.
we can't say that. No. Like, what was the dance that you used to watch your dad do? The funky chicken or something?
Yes, sir.
Ask him where that dance started. Who knows?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
The song came out and everybody started doing the funky chicken. I mean,
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
but we know it's our people, though.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But you can tell any of them to call Professor Griff. I got old footage I can show them. We're already doing this. Anyway.
Yes, sir. And speaking of 50 years of hip hop, we want to salute you again for being, 50 years of hip hop and the Public Enemy. I always tell people, as somebody who went to a predominantly white school in Naperville, Illinois, I'm telling you, white high school students walking around wearing Public Enemy shirts, and it would blow people's mind. Like, I'm like, if you think the Public Enemy and Professor Griff didn't and don't have a profound impact on hip hop, you need to look again. So you all are definitely pillars, and we respect you all and all that you do. And people are showing love to you right now. And Captain Dennis said this is why he's the professor, and people are showing love and clapping and all the saluting. What are you doing in your downtime, sir, to for fun right now? Like, are you writing comedies?
Brother Joshua, I love you to life, man. You got $1 million smile. What's the meaning of FOI? Fruit of Islam. And then give it to you to the military training of men who belong to Islam in North America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Quick moving fast, thinking right on down to the modern times. Ain't no damn downtime. What you mean? We constantly at work, man. Come on now. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah,
Come
yes,
on,
sir.
man.
Well, and I appreciate that spirit of Professor Griff, and we hope that you always have that and are always in work and on your job and standing 10 toes down. Man, it's inspirational to me and many others to see you always like this. Anytime I see you in public, you're like this, and I gotta get this energy in person again of Professor Griff. So very soon, inshallah, we will see each other in person.
Oh, inshallah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's always an honor to be around you and in your presence and in the presence of your family.
Well, you could come take one of these firearm classes. I got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm tipping the jump away, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
In the restrictive law, they said you can't carry it or store it in your home. Ain't nothing wrong with you coming right out and using mine. Come on.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And Captain Dennis says that's Captain Griff. And we thank everyone who's watching. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast with Professor Griff. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Salute, good, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute to you as well. Thank you all for watching. This has been an honor. Can't wait to put this on YouTube.
When it comes to Nature Valley, which camp are you in? Oats and honey? Crunchy dipped chocolate? Or everything bagel?
Nature Valley makes an everything bagel bar?
Everything bagel? Everything bagel? Everything bagel?
A Nature Valley everything bagel bar?
Introducing Nature Valley Savory Nut Crunch Bars. Available in 3 new flavors like everything bagel. Try them today.
Extra killer.
Hey, yo, this is man right here.
Beast in the hood.
What it could be, hopefully it's with a shimmy. This your boy N-O-R-E. What up, it's DJ EFN. And this motherfucking Drink Champs Crazy War Hour. Make some noise! when me and Ian Chris started this show, we said we wanted to base it on legends. This man that we have today, he's not only a legend, he's an icon. He can do anything. I witnessed it. From acting to rapping to walking on your hands on stage.
To fighting crime at night like Batman. That's sleep last night, right?
To fighting crime at night like Batman. He can do it all. I literally seen it. We went through his whole discography, and literally the records just kept going. We didn't have to play a record over and over because this guy really has classics. This guy's really a legend. He's really an icon. He's really and one of the most humblest people I know. But he is a goddamn king. And in case you don't know who the fuck we talking about the one, the only, the So Matt, you on tour? Did you go to the whole tour or?
I'm on this whole tour this time. Yeah. The writer's strike helped.
Okay.
You know, the Screen Actors Guild, the actors strike helped. I just want everybody to get their money. I would never block anybody from a check. You know what I'm saying? But it always feels good to be able to work. And we got grips, lighting guys. I mean, everybody's going to come out on the other end. I hope better than they were left off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because I went to the show in Paris. And I was telling you
minor flaws.
Oh, my bad. But I went to the show in Paris, and one thing that I was amazed about it wasn't like Nas was coming out and then Wu-Tang was coming out. It was like almost sharing the stage.
Like a mixtape.
It felt like a mixtape. I was sitting there and I could not hold myself. Like I sat there and I sweated like I'm sweating right now. I fucking yelled to the top of my lungs. I was in there and this is a real put together tour. So this is you wasn't on that first leg of the tour.
I wasn't on the first leg of the tour, which is why I can't even give away how the show goes. But I'm not as upfront as the other guys are because the way the show was patterned, RZA put the show together. By the way, the way it was patterned was like a play.
Okay.
So you have Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, and so on and so forth. We added De La Soul. That's a major bump right there. You know what I mean? I think dudes added De La Soul just in case the crowd gets soggy because De La, man. I mean, you talking about performance?
Yeah.
Like shout out to True Goy Dove. You know what I mean? Rest in paradise, brother. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm happy to have them. Talib is with us too as well. And you know. It's always good to be around the fellas. Let's work.
Hell yeah.
We got more people there.
Hell yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I know you said you can't blow it up, but I was there. I went to the show and I was so impressed. Like it's so dope to see our groups seasoned. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'll go to every now and then I'll go check out a new artist and I see they developing. But once you have an artist like Wu and Nas,
there's experience there.
And it's like, and it's crazy because every time I see you on stage, Meth, it feels like you just belong there.
I'll be happy to be there, man. I love performance.
You still performing?
Yeah.
Look at your face.
One drop, 5.
Set a smile.
Right, nice.
It's as fun as you make it, you know what I mean? And especially with my guys, Wu-Tang, I just love being on stage with them because I remember where we started at, and every now and then I gotta shake it off because I'm looking at, you know, us as teenagers. And I'm looking at it, I'm just
like time traveling.
Yeah, and it brings joy to my heart to see where we came from, to see where we at right now and stuff. Like, man, I used to see you walk around the same dirty ass streets. Now you pulling up in the Maybach. That's dope. That is so dope.
So we saved this for quick time with Slime, but I want to ask you off top. So what do you like more, performing or making a record?
Damn, they both like the same to me because it's being creative, and that's what I am. I go beyond artists. I like to call us creatives because that's what we do. We start with a blank slate, and whatever it is, that's what it's going to be, right? I don't know. I mean, the just being in the studio atmosphere, I don't really like it.
You don't like being in the
You
studio?
know, I like to write in the comforts of my own home, or believe it or not, the front seat of a vehicle, moving
Wow.
vehicle. I like to write there as well.
It gotta be moving.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
a lot of my writing was done like that because I think the fact that my first album was literally destroyed in a flood. A lot of the writing and stuff I had to do while Wu-Tang was promoting the first album.
Wow.
So we was down south, West Coast, all that. And while these guys were going to the after party, I was in the studio recording.
So hold on.
Wait, so your first solo
Yeah,
album
he just said that. Like, what did you
got destroyed in that flood?
Yeah, the whole, everything. Well, the majority of it. So Riz had to remake a lot of the tracks and I had to re-record.
Did you change anything about the album? Like, how different was it from the original?
Only one that changed somewhat, it sounded better when I originally done it, was Stimulation. The night that I did it, we had performed, like I said, I was coming right off the stage, going right into the studio. And I remember this studio in particular when I did it because one of the dudes from Troop was there.
Troop. Oh,
yeah,
the Army.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the lead singer dude, a little short one.
Right.
And, and I remember the Papa Stopper had like
that's the mic
hanger.
that don't know the Papa Stopper.
They had the hanger with the stocking wrapped around.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We record that shit like that. That kind of shit.
That's the youngest don't know the original Papa Stopper.
Don't know.
The booth was the size of a small closet in the projects. Period.
Right.
But I got it done. I got it done. If people knew what I went through to get that 4-mic album, they gave me 4 mics in the store, so I wasn't mad at it. I thought it felt like stuff. Felt like something.
So I always wanted to ask you, because we was playing this record earlier, and they said you hate this record. What record was it? Was it METH?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I saw an old interview where you had said you didn't really like the record. You had to be convinced of it.
Yeah, but over the years I learned to love it.
Oh,
that's what I told you. I said, you're not going to say
I
I love
understand.
it.
Like when I wrote Method Man, I was like 15, 16 years old.
Right.
16, 17, yeah.
You young niggas got no excuse.
For real.
You out here making $4 a week. He made it at 15 years old.
I mean, we wasn't, back then we wasn't writing verses, we was writing songs. We had verses with hooks, you know what I mean? We had routines, all that shit, but we was doing it for nothing.
Right.
You know, just to impress the people around our way. So yeah, man, like it was real back then, B. You know.
So you didn't like it at first?
It was the rhymes.
Oh,
it was the rhymes. I thought they were a bit dated. But the updated part of it was the hook. Now, my mind works crazy. I don't know where I heard these records before, but it was etched in my head. Hey, you, get off my cloud. You don't know me, you don't know myself. Hey, you, get off my cloud. Who is that? Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Right. Now, see, now, I think that's Boosie Collins, but it was stuck in my head, right? So by the time I got to the METHOD, man, that was already etched in my head from, METHODONLOVE, Big Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
Right?
Holy shit.
The man part came from Master Ace. One of my favorite records was Music Man. Music Man. So it was METHOD, man.
So you put like 3 songs together and made your own shit.
A bunch of shit.
You did that at 15 years old?
Yeah. And no, I was like 16, 17.
I mean,
the other hook part, I got fat bags. That's the Beatles. She's got I got fat bags of
Yo, holy shit.
Because I've lived in area. Remember, like, we didn't have, back in the day when we were shorties, we didn't have like video music box, video jukebox. And the closest thing that we could get to seeing hip hop videos was never, really, if you think about it. So the videos that we did see was top 40 countdowns.
Right.
A lot of rock and roll. A lot of rock and roll. I remember I was a big Bon Jovi fan. You give love a bad thing. Then they came out with the Wanted Dead or Alive. I was like, John Bon Jovi is a bad motherfucker. Yeah. I found out we born on the same day. It was over.
Oh my goodness.
Over.
Yeah, no. Oh, great record. The Young Grace, man.
Yeah. Holy shit.
And you said you wanted to ask about the songs.
Now, you know what's crazy? I had never knew. Like, I had always debated what had dropped first. Was it Protect Your Neck?
Protect.
Or
Method Man was already done though. I sat there and watched RZA make the beat. I sat there and watched RZA make the beat for Wu-Tang Clan. Ain't nothing to fuck with. Like I was sitting there while he was going through the joints. I don't want to get what they know who the samples are.
Yeah.
You know, he had a fucking record of cartoon classics, and that's where the Underdog sample came from, right? And the Method Man sample was, I don't know if RZA want me to tell that either. You know, Thelonious Monk. And the sample's so small, you won't be able to find it.
Right.
Wow.
For Method Man, you won't be able to find that motherfucker. So, you know, I was around for some shit, nigga. Around for some shit, but
always
protecting that. Contrary to, I had read somewhere that people misconstrued my words and thought that I paid $100 to get into the Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Wait,
now the story goes like this.
Okay.
RZA was putting together this song called Protect Your Neck. Well, it wasn't called Protect Your Neck then, but he was putting together this song and he said, bring $100 to the studio. They had already paid for the studio, but they were trying to get some of their money back. So they tried to get every man to bring $100 to the studio. And I said, honestly, I think me and you are the only niggas that brought $100 and they didn't say shit. They just kept the money and shit. But, you know, out of it came a dope-ass motherfucking record and shit, you know what I'm saying? And contrary to what people think, no, we did not pay to get into the group. We all grew up around each other from teenagers, like pre-teenagers to adults, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So let me ask you, because you was the first, you was the first one with a solo record.
I'm the first one to sign.
I mean, they got the solo song.
You was the first one to
I was the first one to sign.
And you was the last one to lay the last verse?
On
the first, what was it?
And the show says that RZA told you he was the first one to sign a contract to start it off. He was the last one to start the verse of the second album, Wu-Tang Forever, to end the contract.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was
me. I honestly, I know we had a contract and shit that can end, honestly. When we finished the thing, I know we had a contract that can end this shit. You know, Brotherhood Forever and shit. And it's like, RZA has given us way more than we ever could have dreamed of.
Right.
And we've given him the same.
Right.
As a collective, you'll never see anything like this again. And I'm not, it's not a brag, it's just, I'm just letting you know what the facts
It's bragging. I'm bragging for you, yes. There will never be another Wu-Tang.
The cohesion and just the I would like to call it clutch genius, because we had no idea what we were doing when we were, you know, just freestyling for fun, going to the house making tapes just on the fly, you know what I mean? Some dudes had just started rhyming for like 2 years and got nice, just being around that atmosphere kind of thing, you know? And to have him to have a vision to put all of that together, I mean, this is like frantic shit. No, like when you heard, only people that I can think that came close and they came before us was NWA.
Right.
When you heard the NWA album, you expected to hear all of them on each record, but you didn't. Sometimes you just got Easy. Sometimes you got Ice Cube and Ren, you know, or just Dre and Cube, and you know what I mean? And RZA did that same shit, but it was more clutch genius than anything because we had these records for years before anybody even heard these shits. So he put them all together and made them sound like it was a complete fucking album. This is why Method Man is a solo record on a Protect Your Neck, on the flip side of it and shit.
Because that's my question. Yeah.
How?
My question was, how
am I the leader of the Wu-Tang?
But you know what?
It launched you in that way.
I am the fuck.
But you know what's crazy on that record? The first thing you say, you could tell that you wanted to shout out your crew. The first thing you do is shout out your crew. Like off top. They might have said Method Man, but one thing I noticed is off top.
RZA orchestrated that part of it, but I probably would have did that shit anyway. And Jizza's the one who actually said it. He did the breakdown of it and shit. Word.
That's Jizza?
That's Jizza. That's the Jizza Mac.
I thought.
And he was good at that. Nah, that was Jizza. That was Jizza.
Holy.
Because you've been to way too many shows. I be saying that part. I definitely be saying that part.
So you got a chance to work with Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Well, it would have been crazy if Pac would have actually been there. Now with Big, I remember Tracy Waples came and picked me up, scooped me up, and the word was amongst the crew, because we was getting hot, we had some traction. And RZA's a smart motherfucker. I mean, people don't give him enough credit. Honestly.
RZA didn't want you to do the record, right?
He did not want us to do any records with anybody outside of the clan. Keep the money inside.
Being a foul nigga.
obviously had a plan for that.
It's genius to it because when your name is hot, why would you want to spread your money?
Yeah, it's absolutely right.
So you bring it, but in my defense, I'm thinking, well, if I kill this record, their fans is now our fans.
Yes.
So Tracy Wakefield comes, scoops me up, I go do the record. Biggie is mad funny. This is like my second time. The first time I met him was outside the Muse. We all performed there that night. We performed, Big performed, Yo-Yo performed that night as well. And that was the first time I seen Big do Party and Bullshit. Now, the reason why I knew it was Big because he had on the Big shirt. Now, back then, if you wore a fucking shirt in the video, and it was your first video and you a new artist, you was seeing in that shit everywhere you went for the next few weeks. No lie.
Okay.
No lie. I wore a lot of my shit like that. The fucking All I Need shit, the fucking Bring the Pain leather, that shit went everywhere with me. Nigga. Think about it. Okay, think about it. There's live footage at the Roxy, Puffy's birthday party.
Right.
I got the leather on. Live footage, right? Wu-Tang performing in Long Island. I got the leather on. Bring the Pain video. Leather on. It's like me. Oh yeah, that gotta be him. He got the leather on.
But let me ask you, because you said something. You said Pac wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. Pac was in jail. That was for the Dog Pound album.
That was for Dad.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
And Death Row was so tight that when Pac came home,
they gave him the record.
Yeah, because they, it was like, come home, Pac. And when he came home, they was like, here it is. Whatever you want, we got it.
Now, was the East Coast mad at you at this time?
No. I never got any flack. Nobody said shit to me about that shit. Nothing. Let me tell you something about Wu-Tang. For one, all right, you know it's 10 members. 10 members. Okay. 10 members. But they don't know that 10 members got family members.
Right.
And we from everywhere.
It's 900 of y'all, yeah.
Bro, we from everywhere. We got family, we didn't even know we had shit, but we from everywhere. So it's like, if somebody did feel a certain kind of way, it was rectified really fast.
Okay.
Really fucking fast. But I never gotten any beef, whatever. Me and Big was still cool. Big never looked at it in any weird kind of motherfucking way and shit. And, when I finally did run into Pac, the record wasn't even mentioned.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. All right. So this shit going on with the East Coast, West Coast shit.
Okay.
I fly out to Cali that day for Soul Train, like everybody did. Okay. Soul Train Awards happening. I get on the plane. I'm in first class. Shook gets on. He's leaving from New York.
That's wild.
I'm like, well, wow, that's interesting.
You and Suge in first class.
Yes.
From New York to LA.
From New York to LA. Yes.
Okay.
He didn't say shit to me either. He didn't say shit to me anyway. No, he did when he got off the plane, though. He did the head nod, that Suge shit. He's like, walked off the plane. You know what I mean? I ain't even say shit back, though. It's like, but long story short, and that means it's going to be longer. I'm in House of Blues. This is where they used to do the Soul Train party every year. Yeah, right there on the strip. They do the Soul Train party. I'm up in here, right? Now I'm on mushrooms like a motherfucker. Yeah. That's what they was doing out there. So hit me with the shroom. I'm in here like this. And I mean, it didn't hit me, like, cause we got a force field. We got a force field around it, but I'm by myself. It didn't hit me while I'm in the club, in the House of Blues, so I saw Puff.
Right.
And this ain't a slide against Puff, but it was like, I see Puffy.
Right.
And I see Puffy with like 6 bodyguards. Then it hit me. It was like, wait a minute.
The train you talking about?
Yeah. The whole everything. The situation, everything.
Everything that's going on.
Yo, when I tell you, right. Ignorance is bliss like a motherfucker. But I see Puffy come in, and mind you, Puff don't speak to me. No, he speaks to me, but he never speaks to me like this. And praise Matt for something.
Did he have a shiny suit on?
No, he had a shiny suit on. Puff had on all black. But he's on point. You can tell he's on point.
Okay.
He ain't had nothing to drink, none of that shit. But he had all these niggas with him, bodyguard niggas. So now it's like, oh shit. I slide my ass. Now I'm looking around to see if anybody saw me speak to this motherfucker and saw that shit, right? And don't ask me why I'm thinking this. It's just, I don't want to be on anybody's fucking radar at this point, right? The shrooms. So I'm up in, remember how they had the food booths and, you can sit up in the booth. So I'm sitting up on top of the booth, sitting like this, right? And I'm in my head like crazy. And I was like, did that just happen? Because Puff's never that nice to me. I mean, he's nice, but he's never that nice to me.
You got off the plane with Suge.
That's everything. I'm in the club now. And I see Puffy come through, and now it's like, oh shit, East Coast.
Okay.
I mean, he's damn. Puffy, like I said, I slid up in the booth like this. Now I'm just sitting there. I'm fucked up off these shrooms. Now I'm at the utmost point, the peak of shroom high. And I'm sitting there and shit, and it's like, and I hear meth. And I look, and it's Latifah. She's like, what the fuck you doing up in that corner? Come here. And I snapped out of that shit. I was good the rest of the night after that. Shout out to you, Dane. I love you. I love you.
When it comes to Nature Valley, which camp are you in? Oats and honey? Crunchy dipped chocolate? Or everything bagel?
Nature Valley makes an everything bagel bar?
Everything bagel? Everything bagel? Everything bagel?
A Nature Valley everything bagel bar?
Introducing Nature Valley Savory Nut Crunch Bars. Available in 3 new flavors like everything bagel. Try them today.
After that, I was like, shit, we good. Good, nigga. So end of the night happens. All the lights come on. I'm leaving. Turn around, Tupac.
In the same club, Puff?
Yeah, the whole night. I had no idea though. Boom. Turn around, his pocket shit. Now, he's telling me about some incident that happened with RZA in Vegas, and if he was there, it definitely wouldn't have happened, blah, blah, blah. I spoke to the powers that be. Basically, he was saying, if there's anybody we would fuck with on the East Coast, it'd be Wu-Tang.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is letting us know, and anybody that was in the know that it wasn't an East Coast, West Coast thing. It was Bad Boy, Death Row thing, okay?
Right.
He started saying something else, but I'm not really listening because I'm looking at the Death Row piece on his chain, and this is my first time meeting Pop, so I'm like, oh shit, this fucking Tupac. Look at that fucking chain. And I remember looking up, and he finished what he was saying. I was like, yeah, men come to the table, we talk. All right, peace. And I remember looking at Suge, and he got the cigar like this, and he's like, nothing, no respect, just you know what I mean, stoic, because the cameras is on, nigga. Shit, he in Suge mode and shit, so I'm like, yeah, walk out, we get out front and shit, and no lie, man. I remember being in the back of Pink Dot in that alleyway, you know where Pink Dot is, right up the block. And we sat there and was discussing that whole night of how that shit was so fucking weird.
You and Pac?
No. Oh, me and the people I was with.
Okay.
How that shit was just so fucking weird.
That was in the party with Puffy and...
All that shit happened like that. A lot of people like, nigga, what are you doing?
Sure was the mushrooms, right?
It was definitely the mushrooms. Shout out to Pink Dot, but that, that's my Pac story and shit. And I didn't.
So y'all never discussed the record?
Never.
He never said thank you. You're looking for the.
No, never.
Because you had to clear that.
Honestly, yeah, but I had cleared it for Dog Pound.
You cleared it
already cleared it.
Daz and Corrupt, my nigga.
Right.
So the way that shit ended up on the record, they were playing it in New York. I didn't feel any kind of way about it because I killed my verse, so I ain't give a fuck what anybody thought any fucking way. But they were playing it in New York, and that was the first time I heard it. I had no idea Pac was on the shit.
Really?
Right, because in the part that Pac rhymed in, that was Rage's verse. And then
Radio Rage.
Radio Rage, because it was a Dog Pound record. And Deck's verse wasn't on there, so I was like, wow, that's interesting.
So originally it was a Wu-Tang collab with
Dog
Pound. It was just Dog
Pound.
Let's put it this way. Anytime I went to Cali, them niggas would come scoop me. When they came to the East Coast,
Corrupt and
I would come scoop them.
Okay, cool.
That kind of thing and shit. I had niggas in Harlem and shit in the back of the 4Runner. These niggas in the back of the 4Runner like this, multi-million-dollar niggas scrunched up in the back of my motherfucking whip. Anyway, yeah, they would always come get me, and Deck just happened to be there that day.
Right.
Me, him, and Doc slid over to Daz's crib, fed us, played some motherfucking NBA 2K, smoked, and started writing.
Well, and you said you spoke to Big after that too? And Big,
I mean, not NBA 2K, it was EA Sports, it was NBA Live. Sorry, NBA Live, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
And you said you saw Big after the Pop record got recorded, and nothing was never...
No, never anything.
You really never did.
No, but you understand. Let me explain something. Even when Ghost and Ray, or rather Ray, for instance, said something about the album cover and all that stuff, me and Big had already had a rapport. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And the way they felt wasn't the way I felt at all. Plus, it didn't have any merit to it because we've never discussed that as a clan. That's just something Ray came off with as Ray. That's how he felt. That's how he felt. You know what I mean? But I had already had
It was on Ghost album though, right? The skit.
No, that was on Ray's.
That was Ray's album.
No, it was on Ghost album. It was on Ghost album because he's like Clyde Smith. Nigga.
Yeah,
Clyde Smith.
really? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
No, it was on.
The skit is on Ghost album.
Wasn't it on Cuban Links? That was on Cuban Links. Yeah, that was Cuban Links.
Matter of fact, it was Ghost that shit.
Why we saying that like we don't got Google?
You right.
How we saying that we don't
You're right. My brain's fucked up. It was Ghost that said it.
Right.
On Ray's album.
Oh,
So
right,
they're
right.
right.
Okay.
They're absolutely right.
Yeah, though.
But like I said, like even when we used to do shows with them niggas,
Right.
some dudes would just keep walking, you know what I mean?
When you say,
But I would always stop and say what's up to him in season. We used to kick it, regardless to who was there, whatever and shit. Big was a great dude, man. Like really fucking anybody that knew him would tell you, funniest motherfucker on the planet and shit, but cool as hell.
do you understand how hard it was to rhyme with Big?
No, I didn't. Ignorance is bliss, bro. And I'm telling you, at that point, Wu-Tang was hotter than fish grease, nigga. They were lucky. Let me tell you something. And ain't no slight against Bad Boy, or maybe it is. But that nigga's lucky we didn't have our shit together the way we should have had our shit together back then. Hey, Louie, too. We let a lot of y'all niggas live.
Listen, I listened to the record, and I listened to a lot of Big features. And Big really murders everybody that he's on the record with. I'm so sorry to certain people that be mad at me when I say this. I apologize. I don't mean no disrespect. But Big, other than you and Jay, I don't see.
Jay murdered that fucking man.
Yeah, I don't see.
But Jay was ready. I think Jay had that verse for like 8 years. And he was just waiting. He was just waiting. Like shit, I got like one in the chamber right here. Yeah.
But did you realize that Big was one of the GOATs at that time?
He wasn't. Nobody knew who we were. Nobody. It was like the way we felt about ourselves, because you know New York was the mecca of fucking hip hop. So that tri-state, if you lit there, that's the world for you.
Yeah.
You go down south,
shit like that. People like that.
Yeah. You go down south. You go down south. This is where it changes at.
Yes.
This is where Bad Boy said, "Pew."
Right.
One more chance. They was loving that shit in the South.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Big Papa, that shit in the South. We didn't have those records, but we did have All I Need, which was my shit, but killing that shit. Right. And them niggas took the fuck off, man. Bless all of them, man. For real. They, you know, that's an iconic fucking label, iconic fucking crew, and Puff still doing it. Salute to Puff.
So let's describe this session.
Yeah.
Tracy Raples, you said. She picked you up. Yeah, go to the session. And is this beat already playing? Or
Easy Mo B made the beat. It was playing. No, it was already playing.
It was already playing. You walked in and said.
Nah, I walked in and Big was snapping on Puff first, and you know I'm just laughing and shit. Shit was hilarious because Puff was like, "Y'all said my name." He's like, "Nigga, I said your name like 15 times on this motherfucking album." Puff know I'm telling the truth too. You know I'm telling the truth, Puff. But then we sat there and wrote our verses. We both sat there and wrote them.
And I'm an artist, so are you sitting there trying to take his head off? Or you just saying, I'm just going?
No, when I heard the beat, sometimes you hear a beat and your pen just start flowing. So once your pen starts flowing, nothing else exists and you can't hear shit but the beat and pen roll, your pen going. So it was no communication at that point in time. I didn't hear his shit, he didn't hear my shit, so it's even at that point. We started 0-0. Now I wasn't even taking each other's head off. Me, I was just trying to stay in the pocket like I always do. I'm gonna stay in the pocket, I'm gonna ride this rhythm, and I'm gonna do like a little Nas cadence if I can and shit, or what I thought was a Nas cadence. It was close. It was kind of close, but it wasn't exactly yet because it ran off into some other shit. Okay. But I've always had cadence.
So who came up with the idea of y'all going back
and forth? Yeah,
that was Big. He wanted to end it. You can't mess with the M-E, and I was supposed to come with T-H-O-D, man, but it didn't fall on beat, so I overlapped him to do it. That's why I came in T-H-O-D, man. And now I got more Glocks in text than you. I make it hot. He wrote that. Niggas won't even stand next to you. He said, you say this part right here. I was like, I say that part.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
Biggie Small.
Yo, that's a Big Small, man. Holy shit. But I ain't gonna lie, man. You like, I can listen to it, that record, to this day. And like I said, it's like y'all even. I just didn't hear anybody hanging with Big at that time.
That was my man's right there. If you ask me, I'll say we both killed it, but other people like to say shit like, you know, I edged them, stuff like that. But we're talking about two, first of all, kids,
right,
doing something they loved and trying to make something from nothing. Right. Being creatives, that's all, having fun. It wasn't, I bet you Big wasn't trying to take my head off. I wasn't trying to take, we was just having fun in that bitch. As soon as I walked in, I told you what it was. The atmosphere was light. Right. Niggas was snapping. Right. Felt like being around with niggas. For real, that was my man. The only track I've done with Nas, and we was all in the studio, was
Belly?
And Dogs for Life. For Belly soundtrack, yeah, Dogs for Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he killed that shit.
Right.
So there's, I mean, I'm dying to get on another track with Nas because he murdered us on that. I gotta get my get back. Now I gotta get my get back.
You do be trying to take
I just want to keep up. I ain't trying to take no hits. I would never, ever come at an MC. I'm on a track.
That's where you saw it, Magic Streets? Oh. No, but that's not on the official album.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I say this a lot. One time I did a song with Styles P, and he did the verse after me. And I always wanted a rematch. I always wanted a rematch.
And it's not like you're trying to go at him and get that nigga. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm just as nice.
Yeah. So
give him his flowers, man.
That's right. Our show was about giving flowers. We wanted to give you your flowers face to face.
I want to see this shit.
Snoop said it's like it's better than the Grammy because it's coming from your people.
Yeah.
They got the Method Man logo.
Yo, man. Snoop always know what to say. That motherfucker Snoop ain't even a star. Snoop is like a fucking enterprise.
Yeah,
man. He's just an establishment, you know.
Right.
Snoop, I got your cereal too. My grandbaby love that shit.
Yeah.
He like them fruit. He like them Snoop Loops. We know what time. Snoop Loops.
What kind of bud is that, man? That should look good. Let me get a piece. Yeah. I asked a nigga for a piece of bud, and
he ain't put no name on it. You know what though? Speaking of bud though, speaking of bud, and you saying you want a piece, yo fellas, bring that shit over here real fast.
Okay, we got the.
We get flowers too. Nori, yeah, Ben. Here is your flowers, bro. Holy shit! Damn right. So.
Give me all your shit. You
No, turn it off. Turn it. So.
I prefer there to be no scandal from men I don't approve of.
But you don't approve of anyone. Mr. Fortune is my employer. He's afraid of you making a terrible mistake.
What is this? Tell us, break it down for us, man.
So this is the Tikal safe box right here, right?
This is
and it's basically a nice dressing for what's inside.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
And right now, those boxes are getting very popular. And as the laws lighten in different states, we're going to be able to get them to more people with the flower inside. But these are the kind of flowers. These are the kind of flowers I give.
Yes.
I love y'all flowers though. These are dope.
I've been seeing this. This is dope. This is dope. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Oh, touch my shit.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna try to steal
Nah.
Pause.
Oh shit. Hold up. Holy moly. What the fuck?
We got more shit for y'all.
That's dope. Holy shit. That's wild.
This is some shit y'all can put in that room where y'all got all the free shit people give y'all that y'all don't.
Hell yeah.
Y'all just store it in one room. Put that right next to it.
That is lovely.
I see y'all thieves looking at our shit.
Especially Garcia. For some reason, I don't trust Garcia. Yo, listen. Your face said it all just now. Your face was like, I'm taking here and finish shit. Don't cover this. Yeah.
Just yeah. That's cool.
So, Meth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I believe you in every acting role you ever did. Like, I seriously, one time, I kid you not, one time I got serious about acting a little bit, right? And
built that state property.
And yeah,
that was Nori being Nori.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So I got offered a role, and I turned it down immediately because I was scared to play a doctor. I was scared to try.
You were scared of that long ass dialogue.
I was probably scared of that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I can see you as a gangster on film. I can see you as a doctor on film, and I believe every a lawyer, every fucking you take, you like the Denzel of this shit.
Motherfucking thespian out here, man.
I appreciate you, brother. You know what though? I made a decision a while ago that I was gonna I just got tired of doing shows overseas. Because you know, there was a time where the new shit was hitting, these kids was tearing it up. I mean, they was getting way more than us for shows. And they were getting all of the shows. Nobody wanted to see any 90s shit, so we were doing overseas shows.
It was hard.
Appreciated it over there. Loved them over there, but it was too much.
Takes a
It was
toll.
like my 4th time overseas that year. And I was tired. You could be fucking. And I said, you know, I'm gonna try to act and, well, not try it. I said, you know what? When I get home, I'm gonna make a decision to take this acting shit way more serious than I did before. And I went, bought a ticket to LA, did not get a hotel room, did not get a car, no suites, no nothing. I went to my manager's house and slept on her couch in the Hollywood Hills. And I did that for about a month and a half.
But when you're doing this, you're auditioning?
I'm auditioning, yes, but there's no plan. There's no real plan.
And prior to that, you'd only done like 2 or 3 movies, maybe.
No, I'd done a bunch of shit.
Before this.
Yes, but I had took a long hiatus to focus on the music. At this point in time, me and Def Jam were not on the same page.
Right.
They were ahead of the curve. They were trying to stay above water because you had Cash Money breathing down their necks. You know, Puffy Ben was kicking Def Jam's ass and shit. But Def Jam had what Def Jam did have that the other people didn't have. They had the Yankees, DMX, Ludacris, Ja Rule, Red Meth. Fab was over there at this point. Jadakiss, I think, was over here at this point. We were just, you know, big ass fucking roster and shit. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
That's exactly what they told me when I signed to Def Jam. Welcome to the Yankees.
Welcome to the Yankees, right?
They actually used that reference.
Wow.
Like, welcome to, basically you was playing in the minor leagues.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, well, damn, that was some cocky shit to say.
So they got me on my way out the door. At least that's what it felt like. You know, I wasn't being included in a lot of things and you know what? I got to take the blame for some of that because I was a really rotten person because I saw it coming. And I don't know, I would be angry all the time because it was hard for me to accept that, I don't know, not to sound vain, but I wasn't that nigga anymore. Or at least that's what it felt like. Or I wasn't in what, honestly, what it was.
Your ego was damaged?
Saying that to you?
No, the label wasn't saying, I was saying this to myself, but the label was showing me that, you know, your time is basically is coming to an end, buddy.
Right.
And, you know, I made a decision that I can contribute way more. Right. And I can show all these motherfuckers that it's not the end for me. This is just the beginning. But I didn't apply myself the way I should have. And I didn't voice my frustrations in a articulate manner like I can now.
Right.
So a lot of doors were starting to close, not because of the career thing, but because of the vitriol that I was spitting out of my mouth, the anger and the misery that I was spreading, to the point where you don't want to answer that person's call. If I was at that point in time had to listen to myself, I wouldn't fucking have taken my call at that point. So I made a decision. I'm gonna fucking take this acting shit and I'm gonna run with it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's no plan. But this is what I want to do. Started getting on my physical fitness shit. Started going to classes.
When you say classes, acting classes?
Acting class, actually sitting in a class.
Right.
And
you Method Man.
Yeah.
How did you, how were you able to do that? Like,
it's easy. Those kids in there are already stars, if you ask me. A lot of those kids, they go to those classes are so advanced already. It's just that we haven't heard of them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, shout out to the classes.
It helps. So, but it actually helps. And I would rather be coached by myself. The classes help you with the exercises and technique, and it's always great to have the tools. And I buy Ivana Chubbuck has a book called 12 Tools of Acting, or we're putting power back, giving power to the actor.
Right.
And once you learn these 12 tools, there's no way that you can walk on a set and feel out of place or not understand what's going on because of these tools here. So I'm going on these, sometimes I'm getting 3-4 auditions, right, that week. So I'm constantly studying.
Auditions, you said?
Yeah, that week, but they're different characters.
Okay.
So I'm learning the dialogue first,
Right.
and the day of, I have to transition into this character. So how do you do that? It could be a song. I could listen to a certain kind of music, and it's like, okay, now I'm there. Or it'll be a memory, something that jars that, something that brings that out. You know what I mean? Or you go to your tools and you say, what do I want in this scene? What's my scene objective right here? Then you gotta say, okay, well, what is my overall objective? Now, for me, in real life, my overall objective is just to win. I think everybody in this room can relate to that shit.
Right.
So why not fight for that every day? That's what we do in these scenes. We're fighting to win, whether we're a villain or the good guy. Right?
You stabbed Samuel L. Jackson.
I did.
That was hard.
I did. I definitely did. But whether you're the villain or the hero, you're fighting for something. You're fighting to fucking win. Who's saying the villain isn't right? Because in his heart, he's doing the right fucking thing. He thinks he's the hero.
Right.
And the hero is doing what he feels is right. He could be the fucking villain and not know it. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of when you approach these fucking scenes or even these scripts when you're reading them and shit. First off, when you read a fucking scene, Nori,
I don't like to read, but let's go.
No, but fuck that. When you see this scene and shit, first thing that should be going through your head is, okay, what's going on here? And if you understand what's going on here, the next thing you should say is, okay, I see these words, but how would I fucking say it?
I'm going to the school of method. I'm going to your school. Fuck that. I'm coming to see you wherever you at. Once a week. I'm a baller.
He can rebrand me.
This nigga just breaking this down. I'm dead serious.
It would be like, how would you say it?
Yeah.
And for me, it takes me back to just being on the block and dudes telling stories from the third person about something that happened.
Right.
And really, if you got a good storyteller, y'all know this shit. If you got he doing other people's voices and shit. He be acting like certain niggas, and y'all all know that this nigga act a certain way and shit. You laughing. Same fucking thing.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think I took the sucker route.
How?
I would read scripts when they gave it to me, and I would just change all the words to my words. So I think I should have did what you I should have, because like for instance, state property character, it came to me and it was named Pedro. And I didn't want to be named Pedro. I was like, nah, I'm not a Pedro. I was like, I'm like Pollo Loco. You know what I mean? And so I changed it, and then all of because they actually wrote it for Petey Crack. This is what a lot of people don't know. Petey Crack got locked up. When Petey Crack got locked up, the only other black and Puerto Rican in the game was me.
Petey Crack black and Puerto Rican?
Yeah, Petey Crack he nigga Ricky like me. Yeah. So what I did was I just basically changed all of the words. And when in retrospect, I should have tried to be Pedro. I should have tried to
No. See, that's
okay.
No, you should try to be you.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Interpret Pedro the way you.
I ain't learned that.
But you did it.
Yeah, I did
because it was you. It was you.
Parenting is 81% repeating yourself. The other 19% replenishing tasty snacks. You'll Play. Real good, real yum, real smooth.
And can't nobody over here say that shit wasn't believable. Y'all was looking at Nori. It's like, that's him. Yeah. That's what he do, right?
100%
Let me ask you, you've been on Oz.
Right.
How did you get that role?
Audition for that motherfucker.
You audition?
Yeah, audition. There's this lady, Alexa Fogel, who's a casting person for a lot of major networks. She did a lot of stuff for HBO. She's a beautiful lady, man. But she raw, and she let your ass know.
Right.
I got a story about her. So when I auditioned for Oz, I'm still green, whatever. And honestly, I think I really got the part because she pushed for me. Love her for that. She's same shit with Weebay, Clock, Hassan.
Yeah.
That shit, he knows about her as well. We always audition for her. We're her guys. She calls us for all kind of shit. If you get the Alexa seal of approval, you good. So I'm on the set of Oz now, and I'm ready. You know, I ain't been to jail, but I know what jail is, nigga. I'm about to show these niggas what it is. Get on that set, man. See dudes resting, knocked out. It ain't nothing like the show. Right. Nothing like the show and shit. But soon as that shit said action, and I seen the actors doing their thing, I was like, okay, this shit's serious. Right. I got to step my shit up and shit. Why am I here? Okay, I got you. Now, my first scene that I had was with Lord Jamar. Jamar was already on the show.
Yeah, he was there.
Shout out to Lord Jamar. Greatest.
Jamal, brand Nubian.
So the scene called for me to be in the visiting room with Mums. Rest in Paradise, Mums. That's the poet knew.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
And it was supposed to be a hit on Lord Jamal, who ain't fucking with nobody in there. Now you had the black Muslims, you had the gangsters, you had the white Aryans, then you had the Christian dudes. Lord Jamal was for the 5% Nation. Right. The guards. He was by himself in there. So everybody trying to kill his ass.
You talking about the show?
The show.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Jamal was killing that shit, nigga. He was killing that shit. I felt bad I had to do him dirty. But I'm in the visiting room. The scene is me in the visiting room with Mums. I'm visiting Mums. He's in the visiting room at the same time visiting with his chick.
Okay.
I'm supposed to do a hit. I'm a visitor. I'm supposed to pull a shank from under the table, walk over to Lord Jamal, stick him, bop, bop, give him the poke action, right? I do. Now, here's another thing. Fun fact. Steve Buscemi, who plays Nucky Thompson on Boardwalk, he directed the episode.
Oh, wow.
Love this motherfucker, right? This is what, every time I do something with acting and I learn something new, shit make me want to do it more. He says, that was good, but you're moving too fast. Slow it down. Got it. He don't know I'm green.
Right.
So slow it down to me means. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of shit. You know? So action. That's what me and Mom talking. I grab this shit, but I'm not animated with the slowness, but I'm moving a little slow. Do it. Sits me down. Steve doesn't say shit to me. Nothing. He goes to the prop guy. See, the problem was this. The shank under the table, I was grabbing it too fast. I'm not even looking I'm grabbing it too fast. Instead of him having to keep telling me to do it or to stay on my ass about it and maybe fuck with my confidence, he goes to the grip and tells the grip, move it. Doesn't tell me though. At all. Doesn't tell me shit. Okay. Action.
He forced to slow down.
He got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. Got what he wanted. And me, mine was blown. Mine was blown, bro. And that makes me think, like, when they do these horror movies with these kids,
right? How they really scaring them? Are they really scaring them? Yeah.
Because I know they really scare the actors and actresses.
Right.
I know that for a fact. That tension and shit. Some of those screens are, but sometimes they scare the shit out their ass. Yeah. I know they do. So I'm wondering how they do that with the kids. That's the last thing I'd let my child do. Act.
All pun intended. Are you a method actor?
No.
Hello. Sorry. Gotta go.
Davis McLean ass still be there in that suit.
Yo, I worked with